heel. Whoop. Whoop. Let's go. Whoop. Whoop. Come on. Whoop. While whoa is one of the most important commands a pointing dog should know, so few dogs whoa like they could. And there are several techniques to teach this, but I use the heel and whoa method, sometimes called the walking whoa, because the dog learns whoa while they walk at heel. And what I like about the technique is that it's low stress, provides lots of repetitions for the dog to fully learn the command. It can be taught by anyone, whether you live in the suburbs or you have a farm, and it doesn't require a lot of gadgets. All you really need is just something to heel the dog with. You need an e-collar to overlay the command. And for a short period of time, we'll be using a buddy stick and a check cord. And as I said in another video, I don't teach whoa until the dog's had a full season of bird hunting under the belt. And before that first season, I teach here, and I overlay the e-collar so that I have some control over the dog. When bird season goes out, I teach whoa, and I overlay the e-collar on the flank. So it makes it really simple for the dog. Stimulation to the neck means turn or come. Stimulation to the flank means to stop. As far as the command, you can use whatever you want, and most people use whoa. I use a variation called whoop. I think it's a little more pleasant, and it also allows me to kind of draw the command out if the dog is running really fast and just needs a little more distance to slow down. And then just lastly, a word about volume. You don't want to get in the habit of bellowing whoa, whoa, whoa. Ideally, it should be given one time in a normal voice. And if you need a little more leverage, then you can use your collar. You can step your collar up to enforce compliance. But that's really it. So let's get training. Thanks. Here is Cass's introduction to the belly band. I chose to do this in a fun place for her because I'm hoping her desire to run around will quickly overcome any discomfort with the band. You can introduce it anywhere, but don't show the dog any pity if they react negatively. Just act as if nothing is wrong and try to encourage them to move around. I'm not going to be using stimulation for a couple of weeks, but I want her to get accustomed to wearing it and wearing it correctly, so it has to be tight enough so that the prongs make contact with her belly, but no tighter than necessary. Cass's reaction is somewhat typical. She turns several tight circles, but I've seen some dogs act like bulls in a bull riding competition. Others might roll around on the ground, or they might just freeze and remain motionless. Regardless of the reaction, ignore it. This is just something that they'll have to tolerate. Heel, 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 heel. This is a whoa video and not a video on how to teach your dog to heel. Use whatever method you want, and if you want to check out other YouTubers, don't focus exclusively on hunting channels. We bird hunters can learn a thing or two from our non-hunting friends when it comes to universal commands like recall and heeling. In the past, I've used prong collars and traffic leads, but after a suggestion from a friend, I used Delmar Smith's Wonder Lead for the first time, and I really liked it. Like most methods, the dog quickly learns that there's only one safe place, and that's walking closely beside you. Not in front of you, not behind you, and not several feet beside you. And notice that she's wearing the e-collar. It's not on because it won't be used for days, but she's getting used to it. It's a part of her uniform, and she's to wear it whenever we work. Heel, Heel. Whoop. See how I physically restrain her into compliance? I stop her with the wonder lead and simultaneously stop her with a touch on the flank, which acts as a point of contact that will be used later when the e-collar is actually used. Whoop. Heel, heel, heel. Heel, heel, heel. 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 Whoop. It had been raining on and off all day, but there was a break that ended, unfortunately, as soon as the camera started rolling. Whoop. All right, good girl. Heel, heel. Girl, hang on. Okay, so to determine the dog's sensitivity level with the collar on the dog, you just start at the lowest setting and you just start stimulate and you just walk your way up and you're looking for some type of setting. Usually there'll be maybe the tail will stop wagging, or there'll be a little quiver here, or maybe you'll just notice a little change in their breathing. And then of course they could always just take their head and just turn towards the stimulation. Okay, so for this one here, when I stimulate, I'll actually raise my hand so you can see when I'm doing it, okay? So here's a 1. You're a good girl. All right, there's nothing. Okay, here's a 2. All right, nothing. Good girl, good girl. Here's 3. Okay, you noticed her tail quit flagging there, or quit moving there. So she can feel a 3. So we're gonna start this dog on a low 3. Heel, heel, heel. Whoop. All right, heel, heel. Whoop. All right, good girl. Heel, heel. Now with the collar. Heel, heel. Whoop. Initially, she's giving a nick with the collar simultaneously with the whoa command. And notice what she doesn't do. She doesn't respond any differently than she had been because the sensitivity level is quite low. Here she takes a step on me when I wasn't ready with the collar, so I quickly return her using the flank collar as the primary point of contact. I should have been ready and tried stopping her with the collar, but physically demanding compliance at this early stage is okay if used sparingly. Whoop. Good girl. Let's go. One more, dear. Heel, heel. Whoop. Good girl. All right. Good turn. Whoop. All right, heel. Whoop. All right, heel. Let's go. Cast heel. Whoop. Look at how comfortable she is and her level of compliance. She's definitely ready for the next step, which is the buddy stick. Good girl. The buddy stick is really nothing more than a piece of 1-inch PVC, 5 or 6 feet tall, and it consists of a PVC cap, an eye bolt, that's secured obviously with a lock nut or a nut, and then a brass snap. And so you can make this from, you know, components that you get at the a hardware store, or if you didn't want to do the, I don't want to call it difficult, but if you didn't want to do the end part, some dog supply, you know, internet catalog companies, they sell the buddy stick kit, which at that point all you need is just a 5 or 6 foot piece of PVC. So it includes the end, which has got the eye bolt and the brass snap, and it actually has an end plate too. And so that's an easier way to do it. Girl. Let's go. Heel. Cass, heel. Whoop. All right. Cass, heel. Let's go. Heel. Whoop. All right, good girl. That's a good girl. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Whoop. Right here, Cass wants to come and stand by me, but the buddy stick stops her. Good girl. All right. Let's go. Whoop. Good girl. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Whoop. All right, way to go, Cass. Come on. You got it? Mm-hmm. Good girl. Let's go. Whoop. All right, let's go. Come on, let's go. Whoop. Let's go. Good girl. My goodness. Come on. Hey. Let's go. Whoop. After complying with the command initially, she moves. So I nick, nick, nick again until she stops. It might look like I'm going to teach steadiness here, as in steady to flush, but for this video, I'm ultimately going to let her break after the bird is in the air, but not before. She's going to break when I throw this hat. Good girl. But this is how you begin introducing steady to flush, by making the dog stand at whoa at the sight of objects being thrown, and later of birds being flown in front of the dog. All right, let's go. Whoop. Whoop. Despite my nick, nick, nick with the collar, I opted to try and help her by repeating the whoa command. If you find yourself needing to do this too often, then it's a sign that you're going too fast and you need to back up and slow down. But keep in mind, this is just the first day that she's ever been commanded to whoa while not heeling beside me. All right, that's a good girl. Come here. That's a good girl. Good girl. Good girl. All right, let's go, sweetie. Come on, let's go. Heel.
Hey.
Let's go. Whoop. The movement with my feet is supposed to simulate me trying to flush a bird from cover. She'll see me doing this for real later when she starts working birds again. And you can see that we've worked on standing steady to the thrown hat. But again, for this video, I will be allowing her to break when birds flush. Not before they flush, but when they flush. All right, let's go. Come on. Come on, Cass. Let's go. Whoop. Come on. Let's go. Whoop. Cass does great with her first whoa while on a check cord, and that is only possible because of the foundation that we created with the buddy stick. All right, let's go. Come on. Good girl. Let's go. Whoop. All right, good girl. That's a good girl. All right, come on, Cass, let's go. Whoop. Here she spins around to watch me, but that's still cause for low-level stimulation. After whoa, she is not to move her feet. She can move her head, but not her feet. After a few check cord sessions in the yard, we've moved to the field. Since she's going to be a staunch, not a steady to flush dog, I permit her to move when the bird is in flight. And you can watch how this whoa work transforms from a simple obedience command to a command with a reward at the end of it. Let's go! Cass! Let's go! Whoop. This is an example that I mentioned earlier, how my preferred command, whoop, can be drawn out for an extended period of time that assists the e-collar's nick, nick, nick stimulation to bring her to a stop. But again, the actual command is unimportant. Yes?
Yeah.
Whoop. Come on! Whoop. That's it. Whoa from start to finish. Thanks for watching, and if you've not subscribed and you like this content, please do so now.
Judges for this year's national championship, J.D. Rayfield from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, Dr. Stan Webb from Gardner, Kansas, Tom Shanker from Hurtsboro, Alabama. The first dog in this break is Westfall's True Grit. The second dog in this break is Mark's armed robber. The dog will be handled by Lefty Hendrick.
Andy's ready. Lefty.
Down there, you such a good kid. What are you doing with somebody for?
How's everybody?
Good, good.
Whoa!
Jumped right in there, didn't he?